All right, just got back from Overland Expo West in Flagstaff, Arizona. I'm gonna say, after going there for many years, the one new item there in Flagstaff that there was quite a bit of buzz about and you kept seeing all over the place was what's standing behind me here, the Ineos Grenadier. What we're messing with right now, we are on the dirty side of the shop where all the fun work gets done. That's all the fab stuff. We're just doing a set of prototype rock sliders, trying to kind of feel some things out on this vehicle to see what we like, what you guys like, all that fun stuff. So we've just got a basic layout sitting on top of here now. The slider itself, very basic. We're gonna add some cool things to it and whatnot. And you would think it would be really easy with the amazing mounts that Ineos provided, but I'll tell you what, it is not. The actual mounting that they provided, these little flat pieces that make it very hard to have any strength to be able to keep, call it 6,000+ pounds of loaded truck from crunching in the sides through here. And I'll kind of show you on the table what we're dealing with right now. So this is basically one of the big slide tubes. All that is a piece of 4x2 by 3/16 wall, pretty heavy stuff. We're gonna do some things to modify this. Production stuff will be folded, broke, all this other stuff. But what's going on is this is just one of the mounts. I can't recall if this is the front or the rear, but this is one mount. I saw a couple different rock sliders there. Guys were doing a really good job, actually, pretty nice stuff. But I still haven't seen anything that I'm 100% confident on being strong enough to handle the abuse that I think this thing's gonna get as far as collapsing this. Because if you look, you're grabbing right back here, and then you got this leverage arm trying to pull and bend this. So we've got two vertical surfaces all the way through here. We're actually incorporating another one on the backside here that is gonna basically have this piece on the inside kind of encapsulating that whole mess together with a rib through there and then bolting to this flat spot with spacers and whatnot. So as you can tell from my jargon, there's a lot going on. And what we're gonna do, this is where you guys come in. We traditionally will go with more of a, I don't want to call it aggressive, but more of a kind of more hardcore trail type stuff, meaning you're really going to hit it on a lot of rocks. You're going to possibly be sliding the truck over in a tree, so we want that protection. Probably the least addressed thing that we're going to do is steps, being low and being able to climb up and do that fun stuff. We will get into that. We'll absolutely address that a little in this, but we're going to do a couple different sets of sliders. We're gonna do one that is exactly what I just described, a little more aggressive, protrudes out a good amount, so if you slide into trees, you're not smashing the door, but not too much to hang out and hit some things. But we're also gonna incorporate some step stuff so you can climb up and get into the top of that thing. But because the mounts, which will be one here, another one here, which is completely different and very complicated, and then another one in the very back, it's taken us literally a couple weeks to make the first set, which is not even done yet. We're gonna go ahead and add, basically, this piece that's gonna go onto the top that'll be sandwiched in between the mounts here. So this will get cut off. That'll be attached to this, if you will. And then those will go on here. And then this will be able to bolt. We call it the ski for the slider. We'll be able to exchange that ski so we can try a couple different variants. So the mounts, again, you'll see them later on when we're finished, but they're really a pain in the butt, complicated. But we had to make them strong and stout. Yes, they're gonna be a little on the heavy side. On a plus note, this is almost the lowest thing on your vehicle besides your axle. So that's kind of a nice deal. But what we'll do is, again, it'll have 1, 2, and 3 that'll bolt onto the frame and also the existing mounts. We're gonna bring it up a little bit tight, but not too tight. Give us enough clearance under the door to make all that work. And then also make it so you still stand on it to get to your roof rack, but it's kind of hard if you stick out too far so your toes don't hit the truck itself and scratch it up. Then you're hitting everything. If you have it too tight, you can't stand on it, all those fun things. So let us know in the comment section what you guys are mostly looking for. Do you want something that's more of a step so it's easier to get into your vehicle? Is it too tall? Do you want something a little bit more aggressive for really protecting your vehicle if you get into the nasty stuff? So that would be very important for us. We'll go ahead and address those as we start moving forward making these things. These are the mounts that we're talking about. It's not finished, of course, yet, but we're getting in there. Pretty aggressive, pretty large. You've got this guy. We'll have another one through here. There's a lot more going on inside this that you don't see that'll come out. So we got, again, 1, 2, and a third. I saw somebody actually had a really nice setup where they kind of doubled this up and added a piece across there. Nice idea. I don't know if they tied into any other existing holes. We're just trying to get away from having to drill any holes. Another thing, too, is it gets really tied up in this one spot here. In order to make this vertical section tall enough, you almost need to cut a little piece of that frameway. We're not going to do that. We're actually adding a third rib that might actually go out into 2 on that. So this is where your first major hit's going to go. And then, of course, you got this here, so we got to bridge that gap. I think we're going to be okay. And then back here on the second portion, you've got that as well. What would be really cool, I'm not going to do it right now, but while I was thinking about this, is actually V-holing this whole thing in. So you follow that shape, and we've got that whole thing running through there as a nice skid. Again, let us know in the comments if you think that'd be good. We're going to add probably 35 pounds per slider if we do that. So just know, and I bet you these things are probably going to be somewhere around 82, 85 pounds per side. But if you'd like to see that, let me know. But we could bridge that all the way across here. These don't have the angle pieces that are going to go on there right now. We're going to cut that off and then add those to it so we can change it. But that kind of gives you an idea of what we're dealing with in there. It's not the easiest, but once it's done, it's going to look really sexy.